We had been to state 2 other previous times and fallen short. And for one reason or another, I felt like we weren't as close a team or didn't really gel as well as we should have. We were talented and we were talented enough to get there, but not enough to, be a special team. And so part of the things that, Truvine and that course does, it's about bigger things. It's about the kind of person that you're going to be, about what you're going to do in your life, about where Christ is in your walk, and about things that are more important than sports. Run was always the thing that I would go back to later after it had happened, because that was the breakthrough moment with our team. Because at that time, you got a lot of girls that are with a wide age discrepancy, and you got some girls who were team players and some who were not, and they were all together on that. I think, and we knew we had a special team, but then we kind of got into a place where we were thinking that maybe this stuff was just happening, and it wasn't taking our effort, and it wasn't taking our drive and our desire, and we got beat by a team that we had beaten already twice that year, and it wasn't really even close. And it was a disappointing thing because it was our last home game, and we had been undefeated at home. And so I talked to the girls afterward, and I said, now who in this group feels like the team that was out there tonight was the team that was at the end of that runway? And then you could hear a pin drop. I said, does anybody think that if we would have approached this the way we approached that, pulling that truck, would we have had the same result? And they were, no. And so when we were at state, it was our third time to go, and some of the girls had been there 3 times. One of the things I did when we got there, I said, hey, normally when we go to places like this, we're all like in awe and looking around. We've been here. So I want you all, when you're here, to go just take a look around and then compare playing here and what these other teams are doing, and compare that to what you've already gone through this season, but more importantly, before the season started, when we were at Truvine, when we were out there. Think about what you've had to overcome and how you applied that this year, and what we've got in front of us to close this out. Is we had a young girl on the team who's had a tough. I'm gonna be pretty general about it because I think people on the team will know who I'm talking about. But she probably has not got the best home life, as far as there's a lot going on in her home life, with her parents being really, really busy, hard workers, and have jobs that are very demanding. And they weren't at the state championship to watch her play, and she was a starter. Which was odd to me that they weren't going to be there for that. And she had spoken to me about how hurtful it was that they couldn't make the time to come out there and watch her play, but that the family that she had, and she referenced the family that she had found at Truvine, was her true family, and that's what the people that needed to be there were there, because she was going to be with them. And I'm happy to tell you now, a year later, when I revisited that with her relationship with her folks is leaps and bounds from where it was. What surprised me is that when this is over, we're out there celebrating a state championship, and that's an amazing feeling. And but it was different for me because I was also saying bye to him for the last time, because I wasn't coming back. And we had all of them had come through a line, and I was shaking their hands, telling them I appreciated them playing for me. And my daughter had gathered up a group of them, and I'm like, hey, what are y'all doing? She said, we're going to go jump in the lake. There's a lake out there about a championship venue in Oxford. She said, we're going to jump in the lake because we're going to end this season the way we began it, which was referencing being in the water in a boat with a hole in it. So they all jumped in the lake. And it's one of those great God moments where you're just like, okay, they get it, There's a journey that started with them giving up themselves, dying to self, which is, you know, kind of what that plaque or the memorial is in the Dying to Yourself graveyard out there at the course. And they realized that that was the final step. They were gonna get wet again. So it was nice. And totally took me by surprise, but really showed me that they got it.